Hello, Navarre Press readers. My name is Jamie Gentry, and I'm the NIE reporter here at NP. I'm doing this quick demonstration to show you examples of fact-checking information you find online. We are going to use lateral reading, or the practice of seeking information online from multiple sources to verify the info's validity. So, here we have an article that was sent to me by a friend. I was not familiar with this source prior to receiving this article, so I'm hesitant to immediately assume it's true. In this case, the story talks about China banning fentanyl, a dangerous opioid responsible for many overdoses here in the United States. In the article, it talks about the U.S. President Donald Trump pushing for China to make this ban. So let's verify this information and ask some other sources. The first question we should ask ourselves is who is behind this information. Some websites have helpful information about the author and sources easily available. Here you see that there is a link for the author. So let's open that up. When we open it up, we find Jack Crow is a news writer at the National Review Online. He has a very short bio, but there's a little bit more information about him. Fortunately, this website has a very easily accessible About Us section. If we look in the frequently asked questions, we will discover that they include some brief history about themselves and what they are all about. So they were founded in 1955, and they list themselves as a magazine of conservative opinion. So, right now we know that they are a source of opinion. We also know that they have a conservative leaning. That means that any information they give us, we may need to take with a grain of salt because they have a specific viewpoint that they're coming from. So let's go to the next question that we should ask ourselves, which is, what is the evidence for their claim? If we look in the article, they reference several sources, including a press conference with officials from China in Beijing and a tweet from Donald J. Trump at Real Donald Trump. Let's follow the link for this tweet. Opening up this tweet, we discover that it is in fact from the account at Real Donald Trump. We also see that Donald J. Trump has a verified Twitter account. That's what this little check mark means. Now, to be clear, a verified Twitter account does not mean that that information is more reliable than other sources. What it does mean is that Twitter has verified that this is the person who they say they are. So we've confirmed that, but there's another piece of information that we need to look at, this press conference. So let's open a new tab and use our lateral reading skills. If we search press conference fentanyl China and look for videos of this press conference, we find one pretty easily. This is from Time.com, which is Time Magazine's digital platform. Time Magazine is a relatively reliable source. And we immediately find a video from the press conference with Chinese officials talking about the ban on opioids and some of the dangers that opioids pose. We also find that this video comes from the Associated Press. The Associated Press is a great news wire service that supports many newspapers not only across the nation but across the world. In fact, the Navarre Press subscribes to them. So I think this is probably a pretty reliable source. So we've verified most of the info in this article, but let's take it a step further. Question number 3 that we should ask ourselves is, what do other sources say about this organization and its claims? Well, I've opened up a few things in another window. Having done a Google search of China fentanyl announcement, I pulled up several sources in several different tabs. Remember lateral reading? Here we have whitehouse.gov. This is the official website for the White House and Donald Trump's administration. If we look here, we have them having a statement about the China fentanyl ban. Now, to be clear, the statement coming out of the White House is probably going to be positive about things that support the administration. So, let's look at some other sources just to be sure. If we look at CNN, and their coverage, we discover that they're talking about new crackdowns on fentanyl. They even call it a win for the U.S. president. Looking at Wall Street Journal, we see similar coverage, talking about closing loopholes. And China. If we look at NPR, we find yet another article that talks about this information. This article also includes links to outside sources to verify what they're saying. Now, to be clear, not every website that uses external links to verify their information can be relied upon. Often, you will find that sources that are trying to mislead may link to external sources they claim are supporting their argument, but those sources may not say the information that they say they do. So, it's important to follow these links and verify for yourself. Here we have an example. U.S.-China Economic Security Review Commission put out a report. When we click on the link to that report, we find that it is in fact a U.S.-China Economic Security Review Commission report. And we find that that report even says in its key findings, China remains the largest source of illicit fentanyl and fentanyl-like substances in the United States. The source is accurate and says what the organization said they're saying. So we very much verified the information in this article as being true based on information from other sources and information about the source itself. Hopefully, you can do your own fact-checking online now with the information that I've shared. Thank you for watching!